slides, right? So, right, plans. So this is my title today. Okay, we're going to do a workshop. Okay, and working on how do you work with data analytics and what is business intelligence, right? So, what do you mean by workshop? First, I'll take care about THU theory in the beginning, and then I will show you the lab sessions. How do you convert the data, right? So both data analytics and business intelligence, right? So the agenda for this today's session is what is data analytics, and then what is a business intelligence, right? And then business intelligence. I will answer, Vincent. Please wait. Okay. And what are the roles and the responsibilities, okay, in these areas, and what are the prerequisites to learn this course, and then what is the course roadmap, right?
Will you explain all of these today?
Yes. Yes. Okay. So, yeah, so this is my agenda for today, right? And I'll take overall, this is session is planned for 1 hour, right? So I already spent enough amount of time now. Let's go and discuss these things. This is my agenda for today. Okay. So now, before getting into any discussions, right? So we all in the world of data, right? So data-driven sciences or data-driven decision makings, right? So now, if I take this, okay, let me keep this as a session break here. Okay, right. So we are all in the world of data, right? So why we are taking decisions from the data, right? So that means we have a clients always in, right? So they have some business problems. Those business problems we call it as a projects generally, right? So they have some problem statements, right? And then they have some these problem statements. We technically call them as different use cases. Clients always work for different use cases, and then they always look for different case studies, right? So they do a lot of case study, and they also have something like this. Okay, so in office we always work with like this. They also sometimes you work for R&D departments, sometimes you work for the sales teams, right, to help them with the information, and then sometimes we call it as a proof of concepts, which is called as a POC, right? And then there is one more, which is called as minimum viable product, right? Control C. So Control V, the last one is this one. So which is called as MVP. We call them as a minimum viable product, right? And then we call them something called as, the slides, right? We always give information in the slides. Okay. Client always expecting some solution, right? With he works with these areas, which is called, let me maximize the screen. So now you understand, right, what we are doing today, the agenda is. So clients always looking for some problem statements to be solved, and they have a lot of use cases and case studies and the minimum viable products, and they also work on R&D, research and development team, and then they have some sales teams to talk to the clients and their partners, and they wanted to execute some kind of POCs, which is called as a proof of concepts. Sometimes they want to update some slides and they will reach out to you, all these things. So all these things are technically called as, in our office, what we do is in industry, in the real-time industry, we call them as projects. Okay. So everybody has to work on a particular project. That means they have to solve the problem statement. These are the problem statements or use cases in any form. It could be a short 1 day duration, or it may be a 3 months duration, or it may be 3 weeks duration. Clients always come up with something called a quick solution. Sometimes they want sprints. Sometimes they want a solution in 4 weeks. Sometimes they want a quick solution in a day also. Sometimes, hey, this is my problem. What could be your thought? Sometimes it goes to a long term or a short-term contracts. So this is how they want to execute it, their line of business, right? So we call them as a projects in office. Once you join in a project or in a company, this is designs. This decides that are you working on what project, right? So are you working on what project? Are you working on a data analytics project, or are you working on a data science project, or are you working on something called as a business intelligence project, or you're working with a suppose a BI project, right? For example, and then you're working for a data analytics project, and then you may be working on a data science project, and you may be working on something called as the generative AI project, Gen AI project, okay, and then something called as which is called as agentic AI, right? So the projects. So these are all data-driven sciences, right? So uh, yes, Vincent, please tell me. Yeah.
Yes. Um, what is the difference between buy a project and a agentic project?
Yeah, I'm going to discuss all of them today, but my session is for the workshop is on focusing on workshop with the data analytics and business intelligence. But definitely, my session will cover all these questions. Okay, let's discuss at the end of the session. Definitely, right? So in the real time, we work with clients. Clients always people think that clients are only asking only projects. So sometimes a short form of a minimum viable product, they wanted to build it, they want to get in a POC kind of thing. So this is the kind of regular discussions what we have between the clients and industries, right? To solve all these problems, right? So clients always reaches vendors. That means who is going to supply this particular problem statement, who is going to solve my problem, who is the right person. So that is called as a vendors in our language, right? It could be a company called a TCS, it could be a company called as a Wipro, it could be a company called as a IBM, or it could be a company called as an Oracle or a Microsoft, right? And yeah, please hold your questions till my last session, last day. I'll definitely keep that 15 minutes to answer all your questions, Jonas. Right? Thanks for joining, first of all, and I'll definitely answer your questions. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So all your questions will be answered automatically with my session. Right? Thank you. And Microsoft, or maybe it is kind of Infosys or Accenture, right? Right. So these are the vendor selections. They based on their experiences, clients reach these vendors, right? These vendors to help their problem statements, all these cases, definitely. So between the vendor, right? The people select the persons, the skilled people, right? So the skilled people selection is completely depends on the kind of projects that your actual client is looking for. The kind of project that client is looking for. He is looking for a BI project. He is looking for a skilled persons for to execute data analytics projects. Similarly for data science, similarly for generative AI, and similarly for agentic AI projects. So which project the client is looking for, right? Accordingly, and then the vendor is going to post as per the requirements. Now these are the jobs, right? These are the projects. These projects has individual job description, JD. This is also have something called as a JD, which is clearly mentioned that okay, this is hey, if you join in my company, and this is your job description, right? So this is your job description. So based on the job description, right, you are going to create your profile. So now here, based on this, right, based on this, right, discussions, now projects clients will come up with the job description, which is clearly mentioned that for BA project, this is the
Excuse me, can we pause the lesson? I am going to order a pizza.
sorry.
Bro, what are you doing? You are destroying the whole class now.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Yeah, I am going to order a pizza for breakfast, and I was wondering if I could if you could pause the lesson real quick.
Hey, Vincent, now you stop. That's not funny, okay? I'm trying to learn something here.
Um, Admin team, I request all of you to keep everyone on mute, please, and then we'll take a call on the questions at the end of the session.
Thank you for kicking
Right.
him.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Right. So Right, fine. So based on the project, right? So you're working for a BI project or data science project or data analytics project. Every project has its own job description. The JD stands for job description, right? So this JD
Hammer.
tells me that what are the skills that you need, what skills, what technical skills that you need, and what is your roles, right? And what you are going to work with the project, right? That will be defined the based on the job description. So every project has its own job descriptions, right, and the technical skills that is needed. And then they primarily look for the communication. They primarily look for the team management. They primarily look for some technical skills, and they primarily look for the client handling, and then they primarily look for different as per the job descriptions. So communication is a quite common that everybody knows that, but here the skills is the primary important for us, right? So what are the skills that they're actually looking for? Especially for the BI tools, they look for Excel. They look for now BI business intelligence. They look for Excel. They look for a BI tool, right? And then they
What
also
is a
look
B
for
tool? Excuse me. What is a B tool?
BI is business intelligence tools.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So SQL and some understanding on database management system and some understanding on working with the cloud systems, right? So and then they look for something called as a domain knowledge, right? And here for the data analytics is also more or less similar Excel and then some BI tool which is called as again and then SQL and then here DBMS is common, cloud is also common. Here they look for the Python programming and then they also look for something called as domain knowledge. I tell you what is my domain knowledge here, right? So more or less the tools are more or less similar, but for the business intelligence, they're not much worry about the cloud tool or maybe no, DBMS tools, but they'll need Excel, business intelligence tools, and SQL is mandatory. Working with these four are mandatory for ABI tool, right? So here they know they need everything. Plus, the person should be able to run algorithms here. Here, person is able to run a LLMs or a sorry for here RAG models, right? So here the people are looking for how you are going to run agents kind of thing, right? So these algorithms are differentiating between data scientist versus generative AI versus agentic AI versus any other role, right? So now my primary focus for today, every week we are launching a new free session for every subject. So today we're focusing is on business intelligence and data analytics, right? So if you are working on these projects and the job description asking you to get these technical skills, now I told you right the domain knowledge, right? The domain knowledge of this particular role is mostly on it's a project domain. That means a project domain knowledge, which is it a healthcare domain project? Is it a HR analytics project? Is it a sentiment analysis project? Is it a aerospace project or is it something called as transportation project? So healthcare format domain based, right? So you must understand the project. What is this project about? What is the domain? Client domain. For example, if I say right. For example, if I say Walmart. Right, Walmart is a retail domain project, right? If I say Best Buy, Best Buy is also retail domain, right? Electronics mostly focusing on. Suppose if I say, suppose UHG, right? United Health Group is completely on healthcare insurance domain, right? If you talk about something called as any other company called as Target is also is a retail domain. Or if you ask for any Boeing, it's an aerospace domain. So accordingly, you must know the domain knowledge before you're going to execute any data analytics, right? So this is called as project domain. And the next one is you must know the mathematical statistics, right? Mathematical statistics to implement this knowledge on the data. So project domain, mathematical statistics, and then you need to use technical skills, right, to process your data set. So if I say, right, if I say you are working on something called as a project called as HR analytics, right? This is the project, right? You must know what is HRM completely and how that process is going on. Then you have to use some elementary mathematics and statistics. And then here you need to use a mathematics and statistics here. And then you need to use tools. The client will tell you, is it Excel tool or a BI tool is required or SQL is required or Python is required. or any other cloud is required, they will actually help you on that. So this particular combination is for every project. This is the combination for every project, right? And suppose if this is for a HR analytics, right? Similarly, you must also know that suppose if it is something else, which is called as, for example, no, the aerospace analytics, right? So now here you must know aerospace domain. You need to understand for a couple of weeks, try to understand the aerospace domain completely here. Then you use your the methods and models or maths or stats or whatever, right? So combination of this one, and then you use some tools and technologies. So tools and technologies is given by our clients only. So here you're talking about aerospace analytics, and then you need to work on aerospace domain. But this is common technology. This is common. These tools and technologies are common now. So like that, every project you have different requirements. Now, again, just a quick recap. We are working on a workshop called Data Analytics and Business Intelligence. I had to start that what is data, what is business intelligence, and what is data analytics. Now, I told you, right, the clients are looking for to solve these problem statements, and they look for the vendor, and they have projects, and they have roles, right? And then they have job descriptions, and then they have the domain specific skills like this. Now, for everything and anything, what you need is to solve any of these business problems. Without data, you cannot do anything else. So this is what actually clients are looking for, your support on getting them converting their business problems with the data, right? So they always gives you a data set. This is the data set, right? And then from that, they will give this data to you. It is you. That means you are going to be, or you are actually a data analyst. You here, you are going to claim that I'm a data analyst, I'm a business intelligence specialist, or I'm a data scientist. That's you. And then they want something from intelligence from the data. They want some intelligence from the data, right? So intelligence from the data, right? So this is what the requirement of clients, right? So this is the requirements of the client. He will always gives the data, right? He always gives the data, and then he will talk to you, and he will expect some intelligence from the data set, right? This is how the relationship between you and your office data set, and then the kind of intelligence that they're looking for from you. So now here, what is that you're claiming? I'm claiming that I'm a business and a BA developer, right? And I'm claiming as a data analyst for this workshop today, right? I'm not focusing on any other things. So if you are a BA developer, and what you do, if you are a data analyst, what you do, right? That is what exactly the role is talks about here, right? So here, right, when you have this kind of the discussion comes into picture, how the data comes to you, how, and then what is your role and responsibility, how will you convert your data into intelligence, right? What do you mean by intelligence? What do you mean by data here, right? Suppose here I said I have a sale, I have a month, for example. I'm just giving a small example here. I have sales here, right? For example, I have a January month, I have a sales of $2,000, and February month I have sales of $1,000, and I have March month I have a $9,000, right? So this is just a small data, a 2 columns, 3 rows data set, right? 3 columns and 3 rows data set, right? So this one, this client knows that this data is January, February, March, like that, and you have millions of rows of hundreds of columns like this. That the problem starts now, right? For simple thing like this, I can easily convert this data into a simple format of like this, right? I can convert the data into like this using some tool like an Excel tool, and then I can tell them that, okay, so sir, in the March you have very good sales. February you have less sales, but January you also have, comparatively, January you have 2,000 sales, February you have $1,000, and March you have $9,000. This is a visual representation of your data, right? And then on top of it, if you can do a little bit more about, right? So here is equals to sum of all the numbers, and then you have here, and then if you can get this operation by this one, divisible by percentage of total of combination of this one, right? And then function F4. So you can get this is in the format of percentage, little bit conversion like this, 17%, make it as a 2 digits, and then 16.7% is like this, right? Now this is a percentage of sales contribution. Now on top of this one, I can also convert this data into something like this, and using control and taking this one, insert, and choose my tool here like this. So this is what I'm trying to convince here to my customer, right? So by converting my data into a little bit, so I don't show the data there. I'll show only these things to the client, right? I mean customer. So this I can say that. So March is I can show that data labels also like this, right? So 75% of the revenue is getting from March, and 16% is revenue is coming from January, and then the 8% is coming from February. So you're transforming your data into a simple reporting like this based on using your methods and graphs and charts, right? You can convert the data into like this. Now, what if I have a millions of rows, right? And then there are hundreds of columns, right? More columns are influencing my business. Such cases, you need to convert, right, this data into a more meaningful methods using VLOOKUP and pivot tables and business and BI dashboard, BI tools and all. We'll convert this into a meaningful intelligence reports. So now it is a simple example of what I'm doing here. Simple example, right? So now client will give you data all the times. You are a BI developer, you are a data analyst, and you're bringing intelligence. So if you are a BI developer, right, what is your role, right? So here, if you are a BI developer, BI and means business intelligence developer, right, you are responsible for converting your data into summary. You are responsible for data in converting data into a visual form. If and then this is we call them as both of the combination of this one is called as reports, and then this is the first one. We actually convert this into first this data summary and then data visuals. Let me make it as a little bit more here, a little bit more. Okay, so this is converts into data summary. I'll tell you what is meaning of my data visual also. So here this is one, and then this I'm converting that into something called as a visual format, right? A BI developer converts his data all the times into these two parts: data into summary, data into visual. Now, combination of these two reports together is called as data reports. It is called as a reports, right? And then you're adding something called as, this is converting into next level is called as business intelligence dashboards. The next level of this discussion is, a BI developer is converts his data into meaningful reports, visuals, charts together. He makes that, and then it is technically called as a dashboards. These dashboards are called as BI dashboards, business intelligence dashboards. And then finally, he is responsible for, let me keep this as this one, and he is responsible for design the dashboard, design the dashboard, and he is also responsible for develop the dashboard, and he is also responsible for deployment of this one, design, and then DEVE development, and then also go for deployment, right? So these are the roles of a BI developer. He has to convert the data into summary, he has to convert data into visual form, and then make sure that some reports like this, just now I told you, right? Yeah. So then he converts that into a meaningful dashboards. I'll tell you what the dashboard meaning, and then he is responsible for designing your dashboard, developing your dashboard, and deploying your dashboard, right? Now to do these jobs, right? So what is needed actually? What is needed is you need a data first thing, and you need a BI tool, which is called as a most popular a BI tool you need, and then you need a tool for the deployment, right? For deployment, you need some premise, right? Is a cloud deployment or on-premise deployment, right? So once you convert this one, so what business intelligence tools are the most popular tools we have? We have so many tools, like we have a Power BI from the Microsoft, we have a Tableau from Salesforce, we have some the Oracle BI OBI from Oracle, and we also from SAP BO Business Objects, and then we also have SAS Visual Analytics. We also have IBM BI tool, and we also have a lot of tools like this. There are 26 plus variety of softwares are available to convert your data into business intelligence. So these are the most popular, powerful tool is Power BI, and the next best one is Tableau. So, and then these are the individual products. So every software come up with the free and open source platforms, right? Some of them. but some of them are not free, right? You can also do this business intelligence by using Python programming also. You can also do some extent, you can do it using Excel sheet also. You also can use something called as R programming tools also. So these are some popular tools are available in terms of programming, in terms of click and select, in terms of programming. This is a drag and drop, right? So now this, when you look at this BI developer, he is responsible for these things, right? Now let me finish how do you create a dashboard, for example, right? Let me open a Power BI tool. Since it's a workshop, I need to show you some data, load them into BI tool, and then I'll show you how we create a dashboard kind of thing. So this is a BI tool, business intelligence tool, which is the most popular tool in the business intelligence. Okay, and then you load the data like this, right? As sample data. You can choose sample data here, load sample data. Then you can go for once it is loaded, right? It's getting loaded here, and then this will be activated. So here the panels are here. This is your the menu driven, and then the below is your. So this is the data that I'm loading into a financial data set. Load it, and then we have here visuals, selections of visuals. Here you're getting a data columns, right? And this is your visual report. This is your data card. This is your joins. So like that we have generally we explain later. So financials, right? So this report is you are going to convert this data in this report, this particular visual panel. You are using these columns. So here the summation symbol is a numeric field, and this is your text field, categorical data. This is your date and columns, right? Date, time field. So when there is a space means that is called as a categorical string data set A to Z, and the summation symbol means this is a numerical data set data type, numerical data type which is 0 to 9, and this calendar data type is date data type, right? So that's the meaning of this one, for example, right? So then you can have here titles, and you can also have the colors and themes, and a lot of things are there. But for a quick note on the times and the constraint, right, I'm just taking a, suppose a cards here, right? A card. I wanted to see a total sales in my business, right? This is my total sales, right? And then I can go for a little bit decoration here, general, okay? And then titles, and then title is on. Let me keep the title is, so I'll say the total sales, right? So that one, I can convert that into a little bit more details here, right? And then I can make it as a center. I can make it as a little bit 20 size, and then I can make it as a, so for that, right? So total sales, and then make it as a bold, fine. And I can also make colors also. This is called as a background here, and then general. And I can also have a data format. Some formats are available here, right? All the possible things you can take it up. And then visual report also I can take it up here. So now if you take these total sales, right, I can also go for the colors also on top of it, general, and then effects. And then you can take the background color is something fancy, you can take it up, right? And then transparency is and then data format, you can take it up, and then a lot of options are here, and the text, visual effects. If not, you can take a little bit, just the background only. Right now, take this Control C, and then make it as Control V here, and then you can convert that into multiple cards like this. So you're taking your data into a meaningful reports here, right? So some little bit decoration I'm just taking up. So here, if you choose this particular field, remove these sales and keep them as a profit. So that becomes now total profit, right? And then titles, you can also take the change here. So this is now total profit, right? And then this total sales is making them is now I'm the total units sold, right? This is my selection. This is my selection now. So this is my total units. Go ahead and the general, go to title. This is not the sales. This is your total units, right? And then this part of the string, you can take it up and remove this one, and then total gross sales also you can take it up as a this one, and then general, go to title, total gross sales. Okay, so once it is done, right, this is the kind of you're converting your data into, this is my data set. Look at the data. This data actually, I have so many columns now. I have so many rows of the data set. I'm transforming this data into a simple ABI dashboard. So like this. So now, what is meant by a report is always in the form of a numbers or counts and frequencies. I'll tell you what in a report and all. And analytics on top of it is now I wanted to see how my sales are going over the period of time, right? Suppose this is the one. So analytics in the sense here, okay, let me take my sales. This is my sales, right? This entire sales, I want to convert that into a different monthly trend. This is my monthly trend, right? Monthly trend. And on top of it, I also want something for the field of my total units, right? Total units sold, how my this sales over the period of time. This analytics talks about in the January, what was my units, and in the same time, what is my sales, right? If you look at here, right? So you can also pop up separately, and then you can see this one over together. And then now look at here. This is kind of analytics you are doing. January, February till December. What is your total units? You can see the representation of units here. And then over the period of time, what is your sales trend is going on? If the units are increasing, sales are increasing. If units are decreasing, sales are decreasing. That is the kind of analytics that you are actually trying to bring from the representation of the data set. Actually, originally, this is your data set, right? It is completely in the form of numbers, columns, numbers, right? You can see sometimes this is a categorical data. This is called as a numerical data. This is your the date data set, right? This is your year, month number, December. So all these things are actually different data types. You're converting this data into a meaningful report, right? Report, and then you're making a more understanding, convert them into, trying to get some information out of it. So now similarly, this is your overall, how you are converting data into a BA report. And then I can also keep some filters on top of it so that I can do a little bit more analytics on top of it. If I add some filter, suppose, for example, here, right, if I move this to a little bit right here, right, and then, for example, right now I can keep some filters on top of it. This is your filter slices, and on top of the slices, what I want is I want to keep something called as a country, right? Hey, I want to see now these numbers, the metrics that I'm presenting here, right? Sorry, right? So now these numbers, total sales, total profit, and then total units, total gross sales, and over the period of time, this one for Canada, how it looks like, right? Then I'm controlling on that. And then I want to see the France, how it looks like. And similarly for United States of America, how it looks like, right? And you want to take everything all together. This is all together, right? Overall sales business, overall profit, overall total units, overall. Only for United States of America, how much in my $1 million, what's the profit, what's the units, and total gross sales. So you are converting this data into controlling that into a BA report, a business intelligence report, by keeping a lot of controls on top of it. And once you are done this particular slicer, you can also add more slices on. Suppose one more slicer I'm keeping here, right? Suppose here, right? One more slicer. I'll keep outside and get the slicer here. And then on top of it, I want to keep instead of country, I want to keep them as a product, right? So now if I go ahead and then present it now, right? Look at my controls here, right? Okay. Now, if I keep only for particular product called a patio, right? How it looks like, what are the sales and all of them. In the United States, it is exist. Yes, this is for United States, only for this particular one, and get them into United States of America, right? So now if you want to see this particular one, right click and then click analyze and explain why the decrease, right? Look at this. This is called as data analytics, right? It is now helping you. Here is the analysis of 13.8% decrease in sum of units sold between October and November. I can see that the sales is decreased because of the small business is contributing this much and government is contributing this much, and similarly enterprise, mid-market, channel partners, November. So you can see why the sales are increased or decreased, the reasons for that. It is explaining you by some of the units by month and segment. And the next analytics is it talks about units sold by month and discount band. Similarly, it goes to contribute that how that particular year, which year is actually making. 2014, I made a negative decrease in sales, and then you can see year effect on the month also on the sales, right? So this is you're going deeper, and you can also change these patterns also. If you don't like this pattern, you can also change the patterns of this one, this particular patterns. You can easily change this using your Power BI options. A business intelligence tool is giving you a lot of data analytics information like this, right? Clients always likes the way you are presenting your data and how you're explaining them the reasons for that. Channel partners mid-market accounted for the majority of the sales decrease. This particular statement is enough for the clients. Client always looking for this particular statement, which is hidden information in the data, so that it explains they will take care of the next steps and why these two channel partners are actually making more loss for me. Then they will also look at the increase of the small business. The relative contribution made by the small businesses, channel partners, mid-markets change the most of this your sales decreasing or increasing kind of thing. So this is the kind of hidden insights you're actually bringing back to the client. So clients always need, you have to transform your data into a summary report or into a visual report or a combination of them is called as, my combination of, this is called as a report. This is a report, and but this is my BI tool, right? Business intelligence tool, and these are my analytics on the data set. So what is your role generally, right? You have to convert your data into some meaningful dashboard, and then you can design it. I just designed it like this and developed it. I just developed it, and you can also publish it on this based on the servers and facilities. You can go for deployments also on these dashboards. So since you're using BI tool, one of the BI tool is, I just told you, a Power BI. You can also use a tool called Tableau like this. This was most popular tool. And you can also use Oracle Business Intelligence Enterprise Edition, SAP BO, SAS Visual Analytics, IBM BI, and then Python programming or programming Excel, right? You can use any BI tools. So the most popular BI tools in the world is mostly is Excel sheet, right? Mostly we use MS Excel is the best best data reporting tool in the world of data analytics, right? So what is your journey generally? I'll tell you now. So we always starts with Excel, or we starts with the Power BI, we starts with Tableau or whatever it is, right? So is it a Power BI tool or a Tableau tool or any other tool, right? Right. So my intention here is, you always have the data set, right? You have to convert, the first step of your roles is, you once you have the data, then first thing is the data cleaning. That's called as, technically called as, the data pre-processing is important. And then on top of it, convert the data into data reports, convert that into data dashboards, right? And then try to deploy them as a BA person, right? But for data analytics, you follow the same process, but you are actually trying to understand why. You're trying to answer why, or you're trying to answer what happened. You're trying to answer hidden insights. You're trying to get hidden insights from the data set, right? And you're trying to find insights, trying to find something called as information. So means actually this is the first level of BI tool. You actually get information from here. What you will get is, you will get information of the data set. This is the major role of your entire business intelligence position. When you're actually working on this, you are making that into information. This is converts that into information, right? And then when you're trying to find the reasons for that, why the sales are down, right? What happened in history, right? What are the hidden insights? I'm trying to find historical data patterns, right? Historical data patterns. If you're trying to find, this process is said to be, data analytics. This process is said to be data analytics. When you're trying to find information and you're trying to bring hidden insights from the data set, and then this is a role of data analytics, and this is the role of BI tool. This is the role of BI tool, business in the BI developer, and this is the role of data analyst, right? So these guys trying to understand what happened. These guys trying to say what is happening, right? That means these guys talks about now present scenario of the business. This talks about the present, right? So this is what is happening present business, how it looked at. He tried to convert the data into what's happening now. And these guys, the data analyst guys, they will find the root cause for what happened, root cause for sales down, they will find the root causes. So the data analyst does this job. But since we are discussing about present and future, present and past, and we also have the last role that I'm just giving a hint on that. And then these roles called as data scientist, right? What he do is, he will do when is going to happen, right? When is going to happen. what will happen. That means in the future, right? He talks about something called the predictions for the Xmas sales and all. He talks about the future patterns. He's going to identify the fit their future patterns. He brings intelligence from the data. He brings intelligence from the data. That's why what you do, he actually what happens, what is next. So what is next is you need to develop algorithms, right? And then these guys develops algorithm. Data scientist develops algorithms. He'll try and see, he'll try and predict it. Hey, next month your sales are going to be down, or by December 2026 sales you're going to get $19 million, or the predictions of a number beating a now category. You'll talk about the future data patterns. You'll use some algorithms to convert data into intelligence. He talks about what is next. He talks about what happened in the past. He talks about what is going today. That's called present business. So what is today, right? Every business he talks about what is today, and then he talks about what happened yesterday, right? What happened already. That's called as past. What was happened in the past? What happened, right? So this is what is next. So data scientist talks about what is next. Data analyst talks about what happened. Business intelligence developers talks about what is going on, what is today's present continuous tense. So these guys use different tools and technologies, converts your data into finally for better client decision making. All of you for what purpose? All of you for clients always want to take a better decision from the data set. So you are depending on data. So from data to decision. This is what actually, that's why this is called as, also called as data driven sciences or decision sciences, or people talks about, right? Talks about data decision making. So you are converting your data into in the format of, right? So decision making from data. So client always gives you data. As a BI developer, you process the data, you generate reports, you publish dashboards, you deploy them. You're here also you do the same thing, but you try to find the root cause behind it, and you're converting your data into insights directly in the form of insights. This is a BI developer gives you information like this, and then where data analyst will gives you data into insights, right? And then but data scientist will give you data into intelligence, right? This is the part. Since the session is continued, then I'll just go you two levels are there, because somebody already asked me in the morning first in the beginning of the session. So what is my Gen AI developer is doing? Gen AI architect, you Gen AI developers, right? Our guys developers, what these guys are doing it. They're processing actually large amounts of text, large amounts of okay text data set, or huge volumes of unstructured data sets, and they are processing so much of they can generate anything. You want to generate text to image, image to text, or the big so many policy documents. You want to ask a question, the response for the prompt, right? They can make as a response to the prompt engineering. So these guys do this kind of time. They bring, they make actually AI into AI into action, right? AI into action. So Gen AI developers, they actually works with huge volumes of data. They convert the data into AI into action. That means data into after information, then insights, then intelligence, then artificial intelligence, right? So you're making your mimic human operations into intelligence, right? By machines. So machines are learning in the data scientist level. Machines are learning here now. Machines are acting as autonomous, and it acts as a artificial intelligence systems. And they talks about they always generate. Generative AI is always generate whatever you want. You generate audio, you generate video, you generate text, you text to SQL, text to image, everything you can convert it. So then the last guy is agentic AI developers. They use only, they use everything. They can do AI developers, agentic AI actions can do BI actions, data analytics decisions. It can take, and it can take data science predictions, PREDICTIONS. It can take AI intelligence. You bring AI intelligence. He makes AI into actions, and then he can take data pre-processing, data pipelines. He can create it. He can automate workflow, complete workflow. He use AI into action again. He actually automate the process. He use agents. That's all. So agents will every agent takes care about every action in the previous decision. So AI into action, right? So now this is agentic AI developers. Overall, all these guys works with the data, and then they'll make data into decision making. So clients always look for the people who works with the data, right? With the next generation tools and next generation tools and technology. They use tools and technologies to help them to convert their data into intelligence. They convert data into decision makings. They look for these people to work on their projects and the big data environments and other things, right? So this is overall. You can see I can show you some, suppose some sample data sets. Also, suppose HR analytics, right? Dashboard. Suppose a COVID a dashboard, for example, like this. Okay, you can take these are things are called technically called as these things are set to be made dashboards, right? So there are a lot of dashboards are there. So you can we work with like this all of things generally, right? Anyway, overall, you are transforming your data into information as the first level of BI developer. You're transforming your data into insights is the second level of data analytics. And then if you are doing data analytics on the marketing data, marketing analytics, financial data, financial analytics, and HR data, HR analytics, risk data, risk analytics like that. And then you're converting your data into intelligence by developing algorithms, and you're making the intelligence into artificial intelligence, AI, right? AI. That's called your generative AI developers, like a lot of things. And then AI into action into agentic AI developers. So these guys works with the data, works with tools and technology, converts data into decision for the clients. So this is overall session around data into decision making sciences. So data driven sciences overall, right? So there are so many tools and technologies required here to the roles, like you need to have a cloud knowledge, you need to work with the databases, you need to work with SQL programming, SQL queries, you need to develop Python with scientific Python knowledge, and you need to have advanced mathematics and advanced statistics to be part of these roles, or all the roles. So we will take care about the all these necessary skills required for these roles and responsibilities. In industry, they are looking for the people who are actually have hands-on experience with the latest tools and technologies, working with any kind of data. That's how industry is looking for. So we plan to give these free oriented sessions, workshops every Sunday at 9 a.m. And this is today's topic is BI versus data analytics. And then maybe a lot of 30 to 45 topics we actually planned it. Every Sunday, 9 a.m. IST, we are taking a free online workshops we're conducting every day. Those who are interested, please follow our channel, right? So we have the channel here, right, the WhatsApp channel will communicate everything, right? In this channel, please join there, and we'll keep posting all updates on every week and what the topic for that week. Sometimes we go with the practical labs with LLMs, hands-on experience with the Python, hands-on experience with SQL, hands-on experience with RAG models. What are the difference between LLMs versus RAGs? What is the difference between data analytics and data scientists? So these are the kind of topics that we are going to publish every week, every Sunday, 9 a.m. IST. The live workshops is going to be published by Ashok IT. We are from based out of Hyderabad, India. And those who are interested, please follow this channel, and all updates will be following me this channel only, right? And yeah. So now open for questions, please. Thanks for joining and patience. Let me know if you have any questions. Right. Yeah. Right. Uh, Open your questions, please. Any questions?
అదే అండి. తెలుగులో మాట్లాడొచ్చా?
Yes, please.
ఒకటి ఇప్పుడు బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ నాకు ఈ కోడింగ్ ఇదేం తెలీదు. బేసికల్లీ నేను వేరే డిపార్ట్మెంట్ నుంచి.
Right.
సో ఇది బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ అంటారు ఏందండి? ఫుల్ స్టాక్ డెవలప్‌మెంట్ అంటారు. ఇది దీనికి దానికి ఏం సంబంధం? మీరు చెప్పింది మొత్తం నాకు అర్థమైంది.
Right. I'll show you one day. I'll show you right away. Suppose now, if you look at, since you are from India, right, there is an IRCTC website, right? You all always book tickets, train tickets, right? Okay. So this is called as a front end. Okay. Now you're booking a ticket from Secunderabad, right? I don't need a login. Just Okay. Sikandrabad, right? So anyway, this is your okay. No, I can also go yatra.com, right? For example. So this is a front end, Andy. So you need to choose the flights, right? And then you can plan it, you can book tickets, you can plan your travel and everything. Yes or no? This is called as a front end. But when I click a round trip, right? So something called as here from Hyderabad to, for example, I want Hyderabad to, I want to go to, the ORD, which is called as Chicago, right? And this is, I'm planning for, suppose, on the 19th, 18th of this one. And then, so right now I'm looking for, two childs and then two adults, right? Done. So now when I search this one, right? When I click this one, it is going to fetch information. That information is actually stored in backend databases, backend servers. So this is the front-end application. If I search now, what is the information? Please enter the return date. Suppose something called as January 31st, right? And then this one. So this information, whatever I'm getting right now, this is actually fetching from the backend servers, right? So all these available data information, accordingly, you will fetch, you will fix it. This is called as a backend. And now, how you are developing this application using Java front end, right? Java, using Java, I'm creating Java front end application. Using Python, I'm creating a front end application. Using .NET, using HTML, using React, using JavaScript. I can have a lot of tools and technologies to create these front end applications. I have a lot of tools and technologies to create this like this backend data storage containers. To fetch data for this particular application, these are my backend servers, right? So now every software, Python full stack versus Java full stack. So Java full stack means he is again use Java tools to create a front end applications. He use some databases to act as a information stores in backend. Similarly, Python full stack. Works with both, right? Full stack developers. So front end means some applications, back end means data storage services back end. That's how actually the difference between these two only. Okay. You understand now?
ఇక్కడ మన కోర్స్లో సో ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు లెర్న్ దీస్ ఐటమ్స్ ఆల్సో
Mm. Yeah. Our team will reach out to you, Andy. Please drop a message. Definitely, our team reach out to you, and then they will guide you with a proper technical setup for you. What is needed for the aspirations. So, are you going to as a data engineer, or want to become a data scientist, or a Java developer, a Python developer? And we have all planned curriculums, and we have core team to help you and guide you what the right content or course for you for your aspirations. We have a guidance team, we have a mentorship team, we have faculties there. Everybody is available at Ashok IT. Yeah,
Yeah. Hi, sir. Good morning. I have one question.
please.
So totally, I have 13 years of experience in the Java full stack development. So is it the right time to switch to data scientist this time, or what's the opinion? Yeah.
Got it, Andy. So this is, the world is transforming from, data into decision sciences, right? So everybody is jumped into data because lots of data centers around you, right? We have a Google data centers, Amazon data centers, right? IBM data centers. Everywhere we have lots of data centers, and every company is storing the data, and then they wanted to use this data for future decision makings, right? So since the world is transforming towards the data, you should also depend on the data driven science, data only, because data never ever ends. As long as data is there, our job is secure, right? Since you are using intelligence and your brain converting your data into intelligence, that's why they are going to pay a high salaries. So here three things you need to look at whenever you are switching a job. One is job security, second is job satisfaction, third one is salary, right? At the end of the day, we always work for salary only. So you can demand any amount of salary if you work with the data as a data engineer or a data scientist or a business analyst, right? And the satisfaction is whenever you're working on a particular project that is going to be live, especially in the data driven sciences, they always keep your decisions into live. They will actually depends on your reports, your analytical insights, your recommendations. So you'll get utmost satisfaction when you're working with the data with the clients. First one is job security. As I said, as long as data is there, your job is always depends on the data. You are not depending on the software. You are only depending on the data. So data never ever ends. That we know that. So your job is always secure. Now, switching from Java to data-driven sciences. Yes, because if you look for the good opportunities, if you want to look for good good salary, you want to get into the next generation tools and technologies, you want to be part of this the huge competition around you, then you must switch to data-driven sciences. It could be a data engineering side or it could be a data science side. Data engineering means you always work with the data, you clean it up, you make joins, you update the tables, you work with the databases, you work with the cloud systems, you work with file systems, you always work with the data and data cleaning and data processing. So data engineering roles are there, a lot of data engineering roles are there. You can become a PySpark developer, you can become a Azure data engineer, you can become a AWS data architect, you can become a GCP data specialist, like that also you can work. And the persons who are using the data, that means BA people, data analytics people, business analytics people, data scientists, AI people, Gen AI, agentic AI, these guys use the data. So when these are the users, and the data engineers are actually the creators. And the combination of these things gives you, intelligent systems that actually clients need those intelligent systems for the easy and quick and fast and smarter decisions. So that's why clients now, every client or every business, they always take a decision from their historical data. So this is the data world right now, right? So without data never ends. So you have to switch, and then your experience also will be counted. It is not going to be a zero experience. They will keep you experience also. They will give you a program manager role in data science or business intelligence, or in delivery manager role in business intelligence products, or engagement manager role in data decision sciences, or a architect role in data and decision making, data and digital services. So lots of opportunities are there. They will keep your experience. They will add. You can add the skill set, and then you can be part of data world, right? So that's my answer, Andy.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Andy. Yeah. Any more questions, Andy?
Yes, sir. Like your I joined your earlier course, that full stack one also. So is it also like in the same way, like we are going in that course in the data analytics phase only, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Sure. I was thinking to join, but I could not join. I'll join.
Yeah, this is the world and complete. You have to take a decision now. What happens? The friends around you or everybody's changing, moving to the next generation tools and technologies, right? You should be also the same speed. So you should part of this the tools. So the next plan is we have sessions. So this Monday onwards, right? And then at 7 a.m. we have one batch, and we have 8 a.m. batch, and we also have a 9 a.m. batch, and we also have a weekend batches. So we have the plans accordingly. We'll make all the classes and for the BI, and then data analytics, and then data science, and then data science full stack, right? So we have the courses, different courses. You can visit our website, and then we also have a Gen AI classes. So all these things are already available on our website. Please register and then join our channels, and you will get updates from our admin team or our front end team. So they will help you on converting your plans and choose your recommendations, all of them, right? So yeah, so
హలో
please, yes, please.
డేటా సైన్స్ ఫుల్ స్టాక్ అన్నారు, జెన్ ఏఐ అన్నారు, ఏందండి ఈ రెండింటికి డిఫరెన్స్? ఇప్పుడు
Okay, so in data science, we'll teach all algorithms, and we'll teach all algorithms. In data science full stack, we also cover the concepts of generative AI, concepts of agentic AI, concepts of chatbot. All the things will be covered as a data science full stack. But if you want to go as a only Gen AI developer, there's a separate course we have, Gen AI architect roles. Yeah.
సో
So you,
నాకు ఒక సందేహం ఉందండి. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏదైనా జెన్ ఏఐ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్ రోల్ కానీ, డేటా సైంటిస్ట్ ఫుల్ స్టాక్ డెవలపర్ ఫుల్ స్టాక్ కానీ ఏదైనా నేర్చుకుంటే మనం బేసిక్ కోడ్ రాయగలుగుతామా?
yes, yes.
మీరు చెప్పిన ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్, బ్యాక్ ఎండ్, అంటే డేటాని బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ డేటా స్టోర్స్ నుంచి డేటా ఫెచ్ చేయటం టు ద
Yes,
ఫ్రంట్,
Andy, you can.
వీకన్నీ చేయగలుగుతాం.
You can. So with our courses, because I'm from the real-time industry experts, we have a Python trainers, we have SQL trainers, we have cloud trainers, and myself, I'm an expert in for last 20 years with the data. We all four departments work together to help you on to learning. Right.
సో ఏ కోర్స్ తీసుకున్నా మాకు వీళ్ళందరితో
Yes, everybody will be there. Yes.
ఓకే ఓకే
Everybody will be there.
సో వాళ్ళ కోచింగ్ వాళ్ళు
Exactly. Until you get expertise and until you are able to answer the questions, yes, they'll take care completely.
సో ఏది తీసుకున్నా అన్ని వస్తాయి అంటారు.
Yes, will be there.
మరి బిఏ అండి, బిఏ ఈస్ లిటిల్ బిట్ డిఫరెంట్ ఫ్రమ్ ఆల్ దిస్ కోడింగ్.
Yeah. So what is the course? What are the course required for business intelligence? Right. What in interview? What questions they will ask you, and what is the roles and response on your project? The entire everything will be taken care in the BI tools.
అదే నా ప్రశ్న ఇది ఓన్లీ మనం ఏదైనా కోర్స్ తీసుకుంటే డిఎస్ ఫుల్ స్టాక్ కానీ జెన్ ఏఐ కానీ తీసుకుంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నేను జెన్ ఏఐగా లాగిన్ అయ్యాను మీతోటే, అప్పుడు నాకు ఇవన్నీ వచ్చే కొంచెం అర్థమయ్యే అవకాశాలు ఉన్నాయి అంటారా? అంటే నేను మెడికల్ ఫీల్డ్, ఐ కేమ్ ఫ్రమ్ మెడికల్ ఫీల్డ్ యాక్చువల్లీ, సో అందుకని తెలియక అడుగుతున్నాను. హలో.
Yeah. So,
అదే అండి, నా పేరు సాయి.
సాయి గారు చెప్పండి, టెల్ మీ.
అదే అండి, నేను ఇప్పుడు మీతో
Yeah.
ఇట్స్ మీ ఇంటర్నెట్ కొంచెం అటు ఇన్ అండ్ అవుట్ ఉందండి.
Okay.
బట్ మీ డిఎస్ ఫుల్ స్టాక్ కానీ జెన్ ఏఐ కానీ ఏదైనా నేను తీసుకున్నాను అనుకోండి.
ఓకే అండి.
నేను బిఏ అంటే బిజినెస్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్, అదే రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఆఫ్ ద డేటా మనం ఎక్సెల్ యూజ్ చేసి కూడా చేయొచ్చు.
రైట్.
బిఐ టూల్స్ కొన్ని ఎక్సెల్ని రిప్లేస్ చేసే కొన్ని మంచి టూల్స్ ఉన్నాయని అనుకున్నా, అంటే లేమన్. సో అవి కూడా వచ్చే అవకాశం ఉంటుందా నాకు?
ఉంటుందండి. యూ విల్ బి ట్రైన్ ఆన్ దట్. ఓకే, మీరు ఫోకస్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ యువర్ ఫోకస్ అండి. విల్ ఆల్వేస్ వాట్ యూ వాంట్ టు బికమ్, రైట్? See, I cannot learn electrical, I cannot learn plumbing, I cannot learn the motorcycle mechanic role, right? So what is your role that you are looking for? You will be designed, your course content will be designed for you and you will be trained on it. And so suppose if you want to become a Gen AI architect, right? So that is a complete full, the kind of algorithms and the time, what are the 3 to 4 months we are spending is really required for that. What happens if you want interest in BI also, we'll train you on the BI classes. You can join both classes parallelly, right?
ఓకే, నేను ఒక్కసారి ఒక దాంతో లాగిన్ అయితే నేను అన్ని క్లాసుల్లోకి నాకు
yeah, mostly our team will guide you on exactly what courses, at what level you need and all of things. Yeah.
ఓకే, సరే, థ్యాంక్స్.
Right.
Good morning, sir.
Please, and ask questions.
Yeah, can we expect data science role as a fresher in industry?
Data science role as a fresher, right?
Yeah, so we are final year student.
Okay. So you have to, first of all, you have to learn practically, and theoretically, you guys might be having experience, but we will help you on hands-on. It is not that theory. We never use any PPT. We take the data, we'll make sure that you hands on it, and you have to execute at least 10 algorithms in data science, and which is called as regression models, classification models, clustering models. Some 10 algorithms are there. You must have an experience of hands-on experience using Kaggle platform or using different sources. Will make you to practically hands on it so that you will actually keep those projects in your resume. Then you have to explain them. How did you do that? What is your data source? How did you copy it? What is the code you wrote in? What ML model you used? Why that ML model only? Right? Did you try any other ML models? What is your accuracy? How do you validate your model? What is how do you monitor your model? How do you deploy your model? What is altogether the model and or the importance of statistics in the model? So that hands-on experience is really required, though you're a fresher or experienced. And then keep those algorithms into your projects and load them into your resume. Then speak in interview for 30 minutes in the L1 round. So in L1 round, they'll check you on Python expertise and also SQL expertise. If you're good in Python and SQL, and they will ask the projects in the next level, next round. Once you are clear, then there will be an offer. So any fresher in the world, and you must have hands-on experience. It is no, unless until you're from IIT or IIM or IISc, you don't get direct opportunity for joining in a company, because they pick people from that premium institutions. But actually, no, if you have hands-on experience, now itself, if you start learning Python, SQL, and data science, what are the course that you're looking for? Then by the final year, your resume will be technical resume. It is not just a dummy resume. It is a technical resume. It is you proven that I'm a data scientist with all the known technologies and tools. I can talk, I can speak, I can create, I can develop, I can design, I can deploy it. You speak like that in an interview room, or in your college, any campus days that happen, your resume is completely different than your friends. So you have completely loaded with all the technology required for that role, and you are eligible for entire world landing. That's how actually. Got it? Right?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And for any suggestions, if you want to talk to me personally, right, or we are open, we are located at Hyderabad, Ashok IT, right? You can visit, you can talk to us. Our experts are there, our front-end team is there, our admin team is there. We have our mentorship teams are there, and we have a business communication experts also there. I'm also available. Okay, always you please walk in and just discuss with us. You take a decision whether joining or not joining, but set a right career at the right time, right? That's always important for switching a role from current role to next role, or choosing a bright career. And this is the right time for you guys to come and visit and talk to us, right? Good. Any more questions, Sandy? And you have a WhatsApp channel, please join there so that you will get communicated completely. All information will be available all the times, right? You can join. Arun, that question is very interesting, right? If agentic AI becomes advanced enough, will it replace roles like business analyst? No, it will not. So even if it's a big crane, it can lift entire train. There should be a driver required, right? So without human, no machines will work. Without human intelligence, no machines listen, no machines learn. Let entire universe is transforms into artificial intelligence, but still without human, nothing can be controlled. So these things, to few all the agents, to operate them, to give them tasks, to give them restrictions, to give them an input and outputs. As a human, you have to set the things. But agentic AI is automates your workflow process only, but is not going to take complete rollover of a human in the world of data-driven sciences. Okay. Good. Um, yeah, thanks for joining on a great day holiday on Sunday. If further questions, please reach out to us, and please join and subscribe our channels, and we'll communicate. And every week, Sunday, every Sunday at 9 a.m. IST, we are always planned one demonstration workshop sessions like this, and we'll list down all the topics also on our websites. So based on the sessions and the topics, you can choose and you can join on every Sunday at 9 a.m. guys. Thank you so much for your time today. Wish you all the best. Thank you all.